Namaste. This is David Hawthorne at astroview.com. Today is the 5th of June, 2018. The following is the Vedic astrology reading for Roseanne Barr, based on the 3rd of November, 1952, at 1:21 p.m. in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, using Vedic astrology from India and the sidereal zodiac, we see that at the time of birth, the 10th sign of the zodiac was ascending or rising at 14 degrees and 3 minutes of Capricorn. So Capricorn is an earth sign and a movable sign. Earth sign persons are very practical, self-made, ambitious, hard-working, truthful, loyal, dutiful. They have a very good work ethic. Rahu, the northern node of the moon in the first house, gives charisma, fame, fortune, energy, ambition, and magnetic personality. In the second house, we have the 11th sign, Aquarius. So Saturn rules her wealth and status and is placed in the 9th house, the 6th sign of Virgo. This is the house of good fortune and divine grace. It's also connected with religion. 3rd house, 12th sign Pisces. 4th house, 1st sign Aries. This is Jupiter in the 4th house. Jupiter rules the 12th house of foreign lands and institutional life, and is placed in the 4th house. This can give a home away from her birthplace, even in a foreign land. This also can bring husband and children into the 4th house of home life. In the 5th house, we have the 2nd sign, Taurus. This is Moon in Taurus. Moon is exalted in Taurus. This gives a good ability to comprehend, to understand, and emotionally connect. Moon in the 5th house also gives education connected with the public. So she could study to work with hotels, restaurants, import, export, teaching, entertainment, social work, and psychology. If Moon was one house earlier across from the Sun, that would be a full moon. So she's born less than a day or so after the full moon. So there's still quite bright moon. Usually bright moon persons get public recognition. 6th house, 3rd sign Gemini. 7th house, 4th sign Cancer. This is Ketu, K-E-T-U, the southern node of the moon in the 7th house. Ketu is a planet of spirituality, known as Moksha Karaka, the significator for spiritual advancement and enlightenment. Generally, this Ketu is positioned where people are working things out for their spiritual evolution. In this case, 7th house is the house of marriage, relationships, partnerships, and joint ventures. So she's had at least 3 marriages and 3 divorces. But this is where she's getting her spiritual growth. This Ketu is in Cancer, ruled by the moon. The moon is dealing with the public, so her marriages have been quite public, especially the one to Tom Arnold, another comedian. And her last marriage was to a guy who was actually her personal security bodyguard person. 8th house, 5th sign, Leo. And in the 9th house, the 6th sign, Virgo. So this is Saturn in Virgo, 27 degrees, 35 minutes. So Saturn rules the chart, but more importantly, its Multricone sign, Aquarius, falls in the house of wealth and status, and it's in the house of good fortune and divine grace. This is also the house of religion and gurus. She was actually, her grandparents were Russian immigrants, Jewish immigrants, but she was raised in Utah, and so she also practiced, she was both Jewish and also studied and became a Mormon, I think, or at least worked with the Mormon religion. 10th house, 7th sign, Libra. So this is Sun in Libra. Sun is a royal planet. I mean, even though it's in its debilitation sign, which gives some weakness relative to fathers, authority figures, the government, also causes some weakness of her stomach, digestion, heart, blood, bones, and immune system. But Sun is a royal planet and is placed in the 10th house of karma, career, and professional life. This gives leadership. Even on her TV show, she was not subordinate to others. Sun rules the 8th house, which is also connected with marriage. So one of her husbands was involved in her professional life. And the 8th house is windfalls and easy money. So she brought some easy money, royal easy money, into the house of career. Now, even though Sun is debilitated, it is in Libra, so it is codependent on the strength of its dispositor, its landlord, which is Venus. So Venus ruling professional life. Venus is the fine arts, the performing arts, and the healing arts. So it's very much connected with entertainment. So this connects career with entertainment, and this is the house of income. And Venus is a very affluent planet, so it gives her affluent income. And Mercury rules the 9th house of good fortune, and it's in the house of income. And this gives money through communications. She was a stand-up comedian long before she was a television star, and she still does comedy acts. Mercury makes one very witty. Venus is very creative and artistic. So these two gave her enormous income, and also gives her friends with people in the entertainment industry and in the business industry. And in the 12th house, we have the 9th sign Sagittarius, and this is Mars in Sagittarius. Mars rules the 4th house, and it's in the 12th house, so that can connect home life with parents and property, and away from one's birthplace, foreign lands, long distance from one's birthplace. So, for example, I think she currently lives in Hawaii, which is quite a ways from Utah. Now, this first video simply describes the position of the planets. Now let's go to the second video and a little more deeply into the knowledge.